In this guitar lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play Farewell Angelina. Now, this is a song that was written by Bob Dylan, but it's most closely associated with Joan Baez because she released a lovely version of it back in 1965, whereas the version that Dylan recorded back then didn't come out until many, many years later. Okay, put a capo on the 2nd fret of your guitar to follow along, and let's get started. The chords you're going to need to know to play this song are C over G. That's a normal C major but with a G added in the bass on the 6th string. The bar version of F major. The bar version of G major. A minor. E minor. And you'll also need to know how to play C7. And we're going to start with the C over G chord. Farewell Angelina. Then we go to our bar F major, the bells of and then back to C over G. Crown have been stolen by bandits, and then F major. Follow back to C over G. Sound the triangle. Now we're going to go to C7. Tingles then to F major, trumpets play, and then G major slow. Now next we're going to go to A minor, farewell Angel, then E minor, Lena, back to A minor, the sky is on E minor, fire, then F major, and I must, and now back to C over G again, go. Now that's a complete verse. Every verse is the same, so that's the pattern you'll follow for all the verses. There are some little decorations that I put in there and run-ups and rundowns, taken from what Joan Baez does. And I will show you those a little bit later on, okay? But the first thing I'm going to do is to just play through the whole of a verse, and you can play along with me, or you can just listen, whatever helps you to learn the best. So here's a playthrough. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Farewell, Angelina, the bells of the crown have been stolen by bandits. I follow the sound. The triangle tingles, the trumpets play slow. Farewell, the sky is on fire and I must go. Okay, next let's look at the strumming pattern. Farewell Angelina is in 3/4 time. It's impossible really to separate the strumming pattern from your right hand technique. They're kind of one in the same thing. So what I'm going to do is to zoom in on the guitar and show you what I'm doing with my right hand and talk about the strumming pattern at the same time because they're really synonymous with each other. So let's do that now. So my left hand is in the chord of C over G, but in this part of the video we're not going to focus on the left hand, we're going to focus on the right hand. So let's zoom in on that right hand now and let's look at what that right hand is doing. So remember this song is in 3/4 time, so that means there are 3 beats in every bar. And on the first beat of every bar we're going to play a bass note, and the way I'm going to do it is with my thumb. I'll show you a couple of other techniques in a minute, but for the moment let's say we're going to use the thumb to play a bass note. And on the first beat of the first bar of that C over G chord, the bass note is going to be the 5th string. So that's beat 1, playing the 5th string with our thumb. Now we're going to play down, up with our pointer, with our index finger. And the timing of that will be 2 and 3 and. So down, up on 2 and 3 and. Okay, and as you can see my pointer there is really just playing the top 3 strings, strings 3, 2 and 1. Might catch a little bit of string 4, but mainly it's 3, 2, 1. So we've got bass note on beat 1, and then down, up on 2 and 3 and. Now on the second bar of C over G, of the C over G chord, we're going to do the same thing, except we'll play a different bass note on beat 1. This time we're going to play the 6th string, which will be our alternate bass note of G. But the same thing with our pointer, with our index finger, down, up. Okay, so if I play those 2 bars on C over G, we have bass, down, up, bass, down, up. Okay, and that's really the pattern that you follow throughout the song. Now, sometimes Joan Baez does some run-ups which interrupt that pattern a little bit, and I'll show you those in just a little while. But the only thing that changes apart from that really is which bass notes you play on different chords. So on the F major chord, we're only going to stay on that for 1 bar, and our bass note will be the 6th string, the root of F. But you can see our pointer's doing the same thing. When we get to the G major, so there we are now on the G major, again, bass note will be the 6th string. On the A minor, there it is, our bass note will be the 5th string. And when we go to the E minor, our bass note will be the 6th string again. And I think the only other chord we have is C7, and our bass note there is the 5th string. Okay. Now, instead of using just your thumb nail, if you like, natively, you could use one of these things. Let me show you that bit better. A thumb pick, okay, which just fits over the thumb, like so. I don't tend to use these. I learned to play classical guitar when I was very young, and so these feel a bit foreign to me. But a lot of people do use them. Perfectly valid thing to do. Joan Baez often used them. So you can use that to pick out the bass notes, and even to strum down with if you want to. Equally, you could use a normal pick, and you can play this same pattern perfectly well with a normal pick. So same thing, just picking out a bass note on beat 1, and then we're playing down, up, focusing on those 3 treble strings. Now, I said earlier that I'd show you some of the nice little run-ups that Joan Baez puts into her version of this song, like this one. And I will do that in just a moment. But before I do, let me say, if you've been enjoying this video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe so that you'll be notified about all of the future videos that I release. Okay, then we'll take a look at those run-ups now. You can find on the internet a video of Joan Baez playing this on YouTube in 1966, a live recording of her playing it in black and white, but it's pretty clear, and it's a really nice recording. And I've taken these run-ups from that recording, so I'll put a link to that recording in the description. You can go and have a look at it. You know, you can see these run-ups in action, if you like, literally see them. You can see what she's playing, and it's actually a great video, so I'm sure you'll enjoy looking at it anyway. But let me zoom in now and show you those run-ups. Okay then, let's look at those run-ups. Now, I'm going to show you 3 run-ups, or more accurately 2 run-ups and 1 run-down. The first one is a run-up, and it comes in at the beginning of the song and in every turnaround between verses as well, and it's this one. So it's that, okay? And that's a run-up on the 5th string in the bass there. So let me put it into context. You're going to play 1 normal bar, so 5th string in the bass, down, up with your pointer. Now that's bar 1. Bar 2, you're going to play 6th string in the bass and just 1 down, up. All right? And then you're going to do your run-up. And your run-up is going to entail you removing, I usually find I remove my middle ring and little fingers, so I just leave my index or pointer in place on that C over G chord. Now you're going to play 3 notes on the 5th string, so you can use your thumb to play those 3 notes. And first of all, you're going to play the 5th string open, then you're going to put your middle finger on 5th string 2nd fret and play that. Now you're going to put your fingers back into your C over G chord. So it's actually your little finger that will go on the 5th string 3rd fret, and you're going to play that 5th string again. So you have this. Alright. And that last note of the run up, when you're back in the C over G chord, that's actually the first note of the next bar. That's beat 1, the next bar. So now you can carry on with your normal strumming pattern. Down, up, down, up. Okay? So, let me play it for you slowly in the context of the beginning of the song. We'd have this. So that's the first run up. Okay, and the second one is actually the run down. So let me show you that. Now, this happens on every verse. In the first verse, we get to the lyric, the triangle tingles and the trumpets play slow. Now that line is played over the chords C over G to C7 to F major to G major. And the little rundown comes between the C7 chord and the F major chord. It's just a one note rundown in the bass. Let me play that sequence for you slowly first. The triangle tingles, that's the rundown there. Trumpets play slow. Okay, so let's take a look at it. So we have a normal bar on C over G, the triangle. Then we go to C7. Now here we're just going to play the bass note, 5th string, and 1 down up. So tingles. And then we're going to move our ring finger from the 5th string 3rd fret relative to the capo down to 6th string 3rd fret there relative to the capo, and we're going to play that string on the word the, okay? And then we're back into our F major and into our normal strumming pattern. Trumpets play low. Okay. No, I'll do that for you one more time slowly. The triangle tingles, the trumpets play slow. So our last run up comes just after the little rundown that I showed you a few moments ago. So we have that line, the triangle tingles, and then we get into the F major, the trumpets play slow. Farewell. So it's that little run up between the G major there and the A minor. Okay. So how do we do it? Well, when we get to that G major, we're going to play a normal bar, 6 strings of bass note, slow. And then we're going to play the 5th string in the bass at the beginning of the next bar, and again just 1 down up. And now we're going to do this. We're going to play 3 bass notes, one after another. The first one is on the 6th string, just in the normal G shape, so effectively 6th string 3rd fret relative to the capo. Now you're going to have to take your fingers out of that G major bar shape, put your middle finger on the 4th fret there relative to the capo, play that 6th string again, and now you're heading to the A minor chord, and now you're going to play 5th string, which is the root of the A minor chord. And that last note there, that 5th string, that's the first beat. It's played on the first beat of the next bar, so now we're back into our normal strumming pattern. So if I play that for you slowly, it'll sound like this.